Welcome back to part 2 of this summary of the Bitcoin Standard by Saifedean Ammous. And as always, please support us by liking the video and subscribe to our channel. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, then we recommend that you do so before we continue. Anyways, let us take a quick recap. In part 1, we learned that throughout history, money has taken various forms, but the gold standard stood out as the most sound system, ensuring prosperity and stability. However, in the early 20th century, European governments abandoned this standard to finance wars, leading to decades of increasing debt and economic instability. Now, Bitcoin emerges as a potential solution, resembling gold in its effectiveness as a medium of exchange, but facing hurdles on its path to establishing a new era of sound money. Now let us continue where we left off since we're up to speed. Part 5. Sound money is the basis for a functioning economy. The pinnacle of sound money was reached in the 19th century when paper currency was backed by gold, a precious metal embraced by the free market for its intrinsic qualities as a reliable store of value. This foundation facilitated an era of unprecedented prosperity. Let's delve deeper into how this system operated. One of the primary advantages of sound money is its capacity to incentivize saving and investment, a cornerstone for sustainable, long-term economic growth. Why? Because humans naturally prioritize immediate gratification over future benefits. Sound money encourages a shift in mindset towards future-oriented thinking. When individuals anticipate their money's value to appreciate over time, they are inclined to consider actions that optimize future income. Investment embodies this principle, foregoing immediate satisfaction to yield greater returns in the future. Investment channels funds into the creation of capital goods, resources instrumental in generating future goods and revenue streams. Increased capital accumulation fosters stable, enduring economic growth. Conversely, unsound money disrupts capital accumulation by distorting market signals. Government interventions in the money supply, such as interest rate manipulation, disrupt price signals crucial for informed decision-making. Prices convey vital information to investors, enabling them to make prudent choices without exhaustive knowledge of global events. For instance, if the cost of copper wiring surges, a business owner may postpone expansion plans without needing to understand the underlying causes, such as a distant earthquake. However, government interference skews price signals, depriving investors of essential information and hindering capital accumulation. Part 6. Unsound money leads to recessions and debt. Unsound monetary policies, such as those adopted by European governments during the First World War, give rise to numerous challenges, notably recessions and perpetual debt accumulation. Let's explore these issues further. Beginning with recessions, government intervention in the market assumes a central planning role. However, no single entity possesses comprehensive knowledge of the intricate and constantly evolving dynamics within an economy, its myriad preferences, choices, costs, and resources. Consequently, governmental manipulation of the money supply distorts markets, particularly capital markets, fueling a cycle of boom and bust. During the upswing, artificially inflated money misleads investors into overestimating their purchasing power, leading to a speculative bubble that inevitably bursts, plunging the economy into recession. As for debt, examining the Great Depression of the 1930s offers insights. Governments increasingly embraced policies advocated by economist John Maynard Keynes and his followers, the Keynesians. According to this perspective, recessions stem from insufficient total spending within an economy. The Keynesian solution posits increasing spending to counter recessions. However, achieving this entails limited options. While lowering taxes could theoretically stimulate spending, individuals typically opt to save rather than spend extra income during economic downturns. Consequently, governments resort to injecting cash into the economy, as raising taxes during recessions is politically challenging. This surge in the money supply alters spending behaviors, tilting individuals towards immediate gratification over saving. Consequently, a culture of imprudent, opportunistic investment flourishes, leading to widespread indebtedness. This cycle perpetuates crisis. Government intervention triggers recessions, exacerbated by Keynesian responses. However, an alternative exists: a return to sound money and the establishment of a new gold standard. Emerging technologies like Bitcoin hold promise in facilitating this transition. Part 7. Bitcoin is unique in its scarcity. After years of unchecked spending and mounting debt, it's imperative for governments to recalibrate their approach and revert to sound money principles. This is where Bitcoin enters the picture. But how exactly can the world's pioneering digital currency pave the way for economic recovery, stability, and growth? Consider the gold standard. Gold emerged as a preferred store of value for its scarcity and predictability, qualities shared by Bitcoin. In fact, Bitcoin's supply is fixed, capped at a total of 21 million individual Bitcoins. Once this limit is reached, no additional Bitcoins will ever be generated. Bitcoin's method of creation also fosters stability, with its currency supply expanding at a progressively declining rate. Here's how it operates. Akin to gold mining, Bitcoins are mined by computers across the Bitcoin network, which collaborate to solve intricate algorithmic puzzles. Upon successful completion, the participating computers, or miners, are rewarded with Bitcoins. To mitigate sudden influxes, Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, incorporated a fail-safe, having the issuance of Bitcoins every 4 years. Furthermore, as more computers join the network, the algorithmic puzzles become progressively more challenging, ensuring a consistent and dependable supply. Much like the escalating difficulty of gold mining maintains a steady gold supply. Bitcoin issuance will continue to decrease until 2140, after which no further coins will be created. This characteristic renders Bitcoins unparalleled. They are the sole commodity defined by absolute scarcity. Contrast this with traditional commodities like oil and gas, where new sources can potentially be discovered with sufficient investment of time and resources. Despite escalating consumption, global proven oil reserves are actually increasing. Bitcoin diverges drastically. Its algorithmically programmed supply restricts coin creation regardless of efforts expended. Consequently, Bitcoin cannot be devalued through supply manipulation, rendering it an impeccable store of value. Part 8. Bitcoin is unique in its security. Sound money not only hinges on the scarcity of its underlying unit, but also relies on robust security. If doubts linger about the safety of Bitcoins, individuals are likely to seek alternatives. Fortunately, Bitcoin boasts exceptional security thanks to its innovative use of the public blockchain ledger. The Bitcoin ledger operates via a groundbreaking technology known as the public blockchain. When mining computers solve algorithmic puzzles, they generate blocks, records documenting recent transactions and mining activities. Each block is appended to a chain of preceding blocks, forming the Bitcoin blockchain. This ledger meticulously documents every transaction in the network's history. Crucially, this information is accessible to all network participants. Bitcoin ownership is validated solely upon registration in the blockchain, a process contingent on majority network approval. This decentralized structure renders the Bitcoin network self-sustaining, eliminating the need for centralized transaction oversight. Moreover, it bolsters security by making transaction verification significantly more straightforward than attempting fraud. Fraudsters must expend substantial processing power to create a counterfeit block, a task made increasingly arduous by Nakamoto's difficulty adjustment mechanism, which adjusts as Bitcoin gains popularity. Conversely, verifying legitimate blocks requires minimal energy consumption. Thus, a majority of network nodes can collectively reject suspicious blocks without compromising their processing power. This built-in fail-safe effectively tilts the odds against fraudulent activities. Even if a malicious actor were to invest considerable resources and successfully manipulate a majority of network nodes to approve a counterfeit block, the gains would be minimal. Such actions would swiftly erode trust in the Bitcoin network, precipitating a decline in demand and value. A case of self-sabotage on a grand scale. Part 9. Bitcoin could emerge as a new standard, though it faces challenges. Bitcoin's potential to transcend its current status hinges on its ability to surmount two significant challenges. Firstly, there's the issue of price volatility. Since its inception, Bitcoin has experienced staggering price fluctuations. For instance, from its humble beginnings in May 2010, when a single coin was valued at a fraction of a cent, to its peak in October 2017, reaching $4,200. A phenomenal increase of over 422 million%. In 2017 alone, its value skyrocketed from $750 to $20,000. Such extreme fluctuations are primarily driven by demand dynamics, as the fixed supply of bitcoins responds to fluctuating interest levels through price adjustments. However, this volatility undermines Bitcoin's potential as a reliable store of value. The author suggests that as the market matures, these fluctuations may stabilize, but whether this prediction holds remains uncertain. The second challenge pertains to Bitcoin's scalability and its capacity for growth without succumbing to reliance on centralized institutions. Expansion is vital for Bitcoin's evolution into a new standard. However, as transaction volumes increase, scalability issues emerge. Currently capped at 500,000 transactions per day, Bitcoin's transaction limit poses a bottleneck. Scaling up would require significant adjustments, potentially introducing centralized elements contrary to Bitcoin's decentralized ethos. Moreover, expanding the network entails higher operational costs, including transaction fees and increased processing power demands. Addressing these challenges may entail shifting Bitcoin trade off the blockchain, opting instead for currencies backed by Bitcoin. While this approach could establish a new standard, it would necessitate the creation of centralized institutions to manage the system, contrary to Bitcoin's foundational principles. In conclusion, Bitcoin holds promise as a framework for modernizing sound money policies. Yet, its ability to navigate these challenges and avoid the fate of the gold standard remains uncertain, awaiting the verdict of time. The main takeaway from these insights is that throughout history, various forms of money have been utilized, but only one system has stood the test of time as truly sound: money backed by gold. This gold standard facilitated an era of prosperity and stability until the early 20th century, when European governments abandoned it to finance wartime expenditures. Since then, the world has grappled with escalating debt and volatile economic cycles. The emergence of Bitcoin presents an opportunity for change. Like gold, Bitcoin offers an effective medium of exchange. However, for Bitcoin to usher in a new era of sound money, it must overcome significant challenges. And lastly, thank you for watching this video. And please like the video if you enjoyed it. Also, let us know what you rate this book in the comment section down below and what book we should review next.